You and Cory Booker are DNA cousins. Cory was in the first season of Find Your Roots, and of course is a senator from New Jersey.
Yeah.
Is it true? Are you cousins with Lenny Kravitz?
His grandfather and my grandfather were brothers.
You and Shaq are cousins?
Yeah, this is the thing why people be tripping like he just my cousin. I'm his cousin too.
Think you know everything about your favorite stars? Think again. Hollywood is full of surprising connections. And some of the most famous Black celebrities are actually family. From chart-topping musicians to award-winning actors, athletes, and TV icons, you'll be shocked at who shares the same bloodline. Some of these duos have worked together, others keep it low-key, and a few didn't even meet until later in life. You might have seen them side by side at red carpet events without realizing they were related. As you go through this list, get ready to say, "No way," more than once. How many of these celebrity relatives did you already know about? And which ones will completely blow your mind? Let's find out. Number 31. Al Roker and Lenny Kravitz, distant cousins. Al Roker and Lenny Kravitz live in two completely different worlds. Yet somehow, these two men, a beloved weather presenter and a Grammy-winning rock star, share something most people would never guess: their family. It all traces back to Lenny's mother, actress Roxy Roker. Her grandfather and Al Roker's grandfather were cousins, which officially makes Al and Lenny second cousins. Not exactly the kind of connection you stumble across in your family scrapbook. And the way it came out? Pure TV magic. In 2011, Lenny appeared on Today, and in the middle of the segment, Al dropped the bombshell. She revealed that they are related. The audience laughed, Lenny grinned, and suddenly, America was in on the secret. Since then, Al's embraced the story with pride, often joking that kids think it's cool. He's related to one of the most stylish rock icons on the planet. Number 30. Cory Booker and RuPaul. Cory Booker and RuPaul couldn't be more different, at least on the surface. One spends his days in the halls of Congress debating policy and fighting for progressive change. The other struts down runways in sky-high heels, turning drag into a global phenomenon. Politics and glitter don't often cross paths, but in this case, they share something unexpected: blood. The truth came out on Finding Your Roots with Henry Louis Gates Jr., where a deep dive into their family trees uncovered a jaw-dropping twist. Turns out the duo are cousins, real cousins, the kind of revelation that makes you blink twice and say, "Wait, what?" Neither of them had any idea. One moment, Booker was just a senator from New Jersey. The next, he was linked to the Queen of Drag herself. Number 29. Shaquille O'Neal and Bill Bellamy. Shaquille O'Neal isn't just one of basketball's biggest legends, he's a towering figure both on and off the court. Bill Bellamy, on the other hand, made his mark with quick wit and charisma, lighting up comedy stages, TV screens, and movie sets as one of entertainment's most recognizable funny men. For years, these two icons moved in totally different worlds. Then came Finding Your Roots, the Ancestry series hosted by Henry Louis Gates Jr. In the middle of filming, research revealed something neither could have seen coming. They're cousins. Just like that, two men who had spent decades making people cheer and laugh.
I'm telling you, she was hitting him with that grown woman pussy.
Discovered they share more than success. They share blood. And the best part? They only found out with the cameras rolling. Number 28. Ice Cube and Del, the funky Homo sapien. Ice Cube and Del the funky Homo sapien aren't just hip-hop heavyweights, they're family. Yep, real-life cousins. Back in the early 90s, Cube played the ultimate cool big cousin role, bringing Dell into his crew and even producing his debut album, I Wish My Brother George Was Here. But here's the twist. Once Dell got his foot in the door, he didn't just follow Cube's path. He took a sharp left. While Cube was building his legend in hardcore West Coast gangsta rap, Dell was busy crafting a whole new lane in alternative, experimental hip-hop. Their bond isn't about being in the studio together every week. It's about mutual respect. Cube opened the door, Dell walked through it, and then built his own funky, mind-bending extension to the house of hip-hop. Number 27. Damon Dash and Stacey Dash. Damon Dash and Stacey Dash might share the same last name for a reason. They're actually first cousins. Damon built his empire as the co-founder of Rockefeller Records, while Stacey became a pop culture staple thanks to her iconic role in Clueless. But here's the plot twist. Despite the family ties, they're not exactly the Sunday dinner every week kind of cousins. Over the years, there have been quiet signs of distance. There have been no big public feuds, but also no red carpet selfies or joint projects to gush over. Damon has mentioned Stacey here and there in interviews, but never in a way that suggests they're swapping holiday cards. So, while they're definitely related, their dynamic feels more like polite nod at the family reunion than ride-or-die relatives. Number 26. Nia Long and Sommore. Actress Nia Long and comedian Sommore are actually half-sisters, and most people don't even realize it. Nia is the Hollywood darling we've loved in classics like Love Jones and The Best Man, while Sommore has been making audiences howl with laughter as the unapologetic queen of comedy. Here's the crazy part. Despite sharing a father, they've both admitted they're not especially close. No drama, no public feuds. They are just living their own lives on separate paths. They don't often appear together or talk about each other in interviews, which makes their quiet family connection feel almost like one of Hollywood's best-kept secrets. Two powerful women, two different lanes bound by blood, but thriving on their own stages. Number 25. Maya Rudolph and Minnie Riperton. You might know Maya Rudolph as the hilarious queen of SNL skits and comedy movies. But here's the twist that makes her story unforgettable. Her mother is the one and only Minnie Riperton. Yes, that Minnie Riperton. The sole icon behind Lovin' You, whose 5-octave range could send chills down your spine. But here's where the sweetness turns bittersweet. Minnie passed away from breast cancer in 1979, when Maya was just 7 years old. Their time together was heartbreakingly short, yet filled with so much love and artistry that it still echoes in Maya's work today. Fans can't help but marvel at the talent that flows through this family's veins and feel a pang of sadness for what could have been. Through every laugh she delivers, Maya keeps a piece of her mother's magic alive, honoring a legacy that will never fade. Number 24. Brandy and Snoop Dogg. Brandy and Snoop Dogg might seem like they're from opposite worlds of music. One the polished queen of R&B ballads, the other the laid-back king of West Coast rap. But here's the twist. They're family. The connection is real and surprisingly close. Their fathers are first cousins, which makes Brandy and Snoop first cousins. Snoop doesn't shy away from telling the world in interviews, on social media, anywhere he can, that Brandy is his little cousin. Brandy, in turn, has called Snoop a constant source of support throughout her career. Number 23. Niecy Nash Betts and Danielle Brooks. Turns out Hollywood just got a little smaller and a lot juicier. Niecy Nash Betts dropped a bombshell on fans when she revealed that she and the Color Purple star Danielle Brooks aren't just two powerhouse women dominating screens, they're real-life, blood-related cousins. And she didn't keep the excitement low-key. When both Danielle and Sterling K. Brown scored Oscar nominations, Niecy practically shouted from the rooftops, "Both of my cousins are Oscar-nominated! Yes, we are blood-related, real cousins!" Here's the plot twist. Neither woman even knew about their family ties until PBS's Finding Your Roots spilled the tea. Imagine sitting down for a genealogy reveal and finding out your cousin is one of the most celebrated actresses of the year. Now, they're owning their newfound bond, cheering each other on, and giving us a Hollywood family connection we never saw coming. Number 22. Ludacris and Richard Pryor. Believe it or not, Ludacris and Richard Pryor are related. Ludacris is actually Richard Pryor's distant cousin. While they came up in different worlds and eras, with Pryor blazing trails in stand-up comedy during the 70s and 80s and Ludacris dominating the 2000s hip-hop and Fast and Furious blockbusters, they both brought bold, unapologetic voices to the spotlight. They never had the chance to collaborate or connect deeply because Pryor passed in 2005, just as Ludacris's career was exploding. But their link is in the lineage. It's a shared creative spark that runs in the family, one that challenged norms, broke barriers, and made people laugh, think, or turn up the volume. Number 21. Janelle Monae and Marsai, cousins. Picture this. The Golden Globes after-party is buzzing, music is loud, cameras are flashing, and Janelle Monae is in mid-conversation when Marsai Martin and her mom walk over. They greet each other politely, like two stars meeting for the first time, until Marsai's mom casually drops a bomb. "You know we're family, right?" Janelle pauses, clearly caught off guard, and asks what she means. Marsai's mom explains that through extended relatives on their family tree, they are in fact cousins. It is not a close, immediate cousin relationship, but the kind of connection that comes from shared roots and overlapping generations. As the words sink in, Janelle's face lights up, and she laughs in surprise. Later, she would describe them as cousins on cousins on cousins, meaning the bond is distant but real. It makes sense once you think about it. Janelle, a powerhouse musician and actress, and Marsai, a record-breaking young producer and star, both bring fearless creativity to everything they do. Number 20. Taraji P. Henson and Matthew Henson. For Taraji P. Henson, a name isn't just something you sign on contracts, it's a legacy. She's an award-winning actress, singer, and author, celebrated for unforgettable performances. Matthew Henson's story couldn't be more different or more connected. Over a century ago, he became one of the first people to stand at the North Pole in 1909, braving unimaginable cold and danger alongside Robert Peary. Here's the twist most people don't know. Taraji is his direct descendant. That shared last name? Not a coincidence. For her, it's a living reminder that resilience runs in her blue. That greatness isn't just something she portrays on screen, it's something her family has carried for generations. Number 19. Pharrell Williams and Timbaland. For Pharrell Williams and Timbaland, music is not just a passion, it is a family affair. The two are cousins, both raised in Virginia Beach. Although their careers eventually took them in different directions, their impact on music has been equally groundbreaking. Timbaland once said that when he first heard Pharrell's track, Caught Out There, his immediate reaction was, "I wish I had made that beat." Pharrell has referred to Timbaland as the king of Jay-Z records, while Timbaland has responded by calling Pharrell the Prince. Their connection goes beyond just being family. It is built on mutual respect, creative competition, and a shared vision to keep pushing music forward. Number 18, Kendrick Lamar and baby Keem. Guess who's keeping it all in the family? Yep, Kendrick Lamar and baby Keem are cousins. Not music industry brothers, but actual family. Before he was winning Grammys and breaking genres wide open, baby Keem was just a kid soaking up inspiration from his older cousin Kendrick, one of the greatest lyricists of all time. And this wasn't some distant family connection. When Keem hit a rough patch and almost didn't finish high school, it was Kendrick who stepped in. Not as a superstar, but as a cousin who cared. He told him to lock in, stay focused, and graduate. Fast forward a few years, and that family support turned into creative fire. When Family Ties dropped in 2001, it wasn't just a song, it was a statement. Kendrick passed the torch in real time, rapping alongside Keem on a track that felt like a celebration, a challenge, and a blood oath all in one. Then came Range Brothers with the now iconic Top of the Morning chant that had the internet buzzing. This isn't just collaboration. It's two generations, one family, and a bond so strong you can hear it in every beat. Family business never sounded so good. Number 17, Brat, Shantae Harris, and Lisa Ray McCoy. In entertainment, some connections aren't forged on red carpets. They're born in the same bloodline. Rapper Brat and actress Lisa Ray McCoy share more than fame. They share a father, the late Chicago businessman David Ray McCoy. Both raised in the same city, their bond has been as complex as it is unbreakable. There's love, history, and pride, but also moments of distance. When Brat announced her pregnancy, Lisa Ray learned the news with the rest of the world, through headlines, not a phone call. Still, their story is one of resilience. Two women linked by family, navigating fame, and carrying the same legacy even if they sometimes walk their paths apart. Number 16, Monica and Ludacris. These cousins, Monica and Ludacris, definitely share a genuine family bond rooted in both love and mutual respect. They've been spotted supporting each other at public events, and Monica has spoken warmly about their connection, often referring to him not just as family, but as someone she admires professionally. While they've mostly kept their relationship low profile in the media, the two share a sense of pride in each other's success. Both coming from Atlanta, they represent a family legacy of talent that spans R&B, hip-hop, acting, and philanthropy. For them, family and artistry go hand in hand. Number 15, Rashida Jones and Quincy Jones. Picture this. Your dad is Quincy Jones, the man who crafted the soundtracks of legends, from Michael Jackson's Thriller to timeless jazz masterpieces. For Rashida Jones, that isn't just family history. It is her everyday life growing up with a front-row seat to a world buzzing with music, culture, and history in the making. But Quincy didn't just hand her a spotlight. He taught her how to build her own. While he's busy being a music god, he's just as proud of Rashida's own hits, not on the charts, but on screens and scripts, as an actress, writer, and producer who carved her own lane. Their father-daughter vibe? Pure magic. He calls her a force to be reckoned with, and she calls him the blueprint. Together, they prove that when talent runs in the family, it's not just inherited, it's reimagined. Number 14, Debbie Allen and Felicia Rashad. Did you know Debbie Allen and Felicia Rashad are sisters? Many people do not make the connection because their careers took off in different directions, and they rarely played roles together. Felicia became a household name as Claire Huxtable on The Cosby Show, known for her poise and warmth. Debbie lit up fame with her energy and went on to become a powerhouse director and producer. While one was winning over sitcom audiences and the other was reshaping television from the inside, they were still calling each other after work, sharing laughs, and giving unfiltered advice. Their bond is built on more than family ties. They grew up surrounded by the arts, pushed each other to be better, and turned childhood rivalry into lifelong friendship. Debbie is often the first to celebrate Felicia's successes, while Felicia proudly champions Debbie's behind-the-scenes magic. Whether in the front row cheering or backstage giving the honest truth, they lift each other higher. Their sisterhood proves that when talent runs in the family, it does not battle for the spotlight. It blends into something stronger, leaving a legacy that inspires long after the curtain falls. Number 13. Wood Harris and Steve Harris. Wood and Steve Harris aren't just two powerhouse actors from Chicago, they're real-life brothers, too. Steve, the elder, made his mark in The Practice and The Rock, while Wood became a fan favorite in The Wire and Remember the Titans. Their bond runs deeper than shared DNA. Raised in a modest Chicago household by hardworking parents who prized education, they grew up playing sports, chasing big dreams, and backing each other every step of the way. Steve has called working with Wood a pleasure and says family has always been first for us. That loyalty showed up on screen in BMF, where they faced off as detective and drug dealer, a moment Steve described as a career highlight. Off-screen, they've even teamed up for an online show, Steve x Wood, proof that their relationship is more about collaboration than competition. There is no feuds here, just two brothers who've built parallel careers while keeping their connection as tight as their craft. Number 12. Pete Rock and Heavy D. Pete Rock and Heavy D aren't just hip-hop icons, they are family, repping their Jamaican roots and the same hometown, Mount Vernon, New York. And Mount Vernon in the late 80s and 90s? Pure hip-hop goldmine. Heavy D was already the smooth, charismatic frontman of Heavy D and the Boys when his cousin Pete Rock started cooking up beats that would change the game. Heavy D made sure Pete's talent didn't stay a secret. He gave him the spotlight early on. Together, they blended family pride with musical magic, serving up that unmistakable Mount Vernon flavor that's still sprinkled all over hip-hop history. Number 11. Martin Lawrence and Christopher Play Martin. Comedy star Martin Lawrence and hip-hop icon Christopher Play Martin are real-life cousins. Martin Lawrence made his name with razor-sharp humor in Martin, the Bad Boys franchise, and countless stand-up specials. Meanwhile, Christopher Play Martin, half of the legendary Kid and Play duo, helped shape the golden era of hip-hop with hits, house parties, tripes, and that unforgettable kick-step dance. Though they made their marks in different corners of entertainment, Martin on stage and screen, Play in music and film, their shared last name isn't just coincidence. It's family. And once you know, the electric charisma and comic timing both men have suddenly make a lot of sense. One cousin ruled the sitcom world, the other ruled the hip-hop party scene. Together, they're proof that talent and rhythm runs in the blood. Number 10. Beyoncé and Bianca Lawson. The connection comes through Bianca's father, actor Richard Lawson, who married Beyoncé's mother, Tina Knowles, in 2015. That marriage officially made Bianca part of the Knowles family, meaning she's stepsister to Beyoncé and Solange. Their relationship appears to be warm but low-key. While they don't flaunt their sisterhood in public often, Bianca has spoken positively about the family and occasionally shows up for big events. It's more of a blended family vibe built on mutual respect than a constant paparazzi-filled sister hangout. Number 9. Donna Summer and Bobby Brown. Donna Summer, the undisputed queen of disco, and Bobby Brown, the R&B legend, share a secret family twist. They're distant cousins. No drama, no rivalry, just a low-key family bond that's as smooth as their music. Though they don't often make headlines together, one unforgettable moment stole the spotlight. Donna's daughter, Brooklyn Sudano, showed up at a film screening right alongside Bobby Brown. That is definitely a subtle, powerful nod that family ties run deep. This is a story about two incredible legacies connected by blood, bound by a shared love for music, and proof that sometimes the sweetest relationships are the quietest ones. Number 8. Aaliyah and Gladys Knight. Aaliyah didn't just have music royalty in her playlists, she had it in her family tree. Through marriage, the legendary Gladys Knight is her aunt, and it is as magical as it sounds. Gladys was married to Barry Hankerson, Aaliyah's uncle and early career manager, which meant family dinners could easily turn into mini music history lessons. From the start, their connection was a perfect duet of love and mentorship. Gladys, already the Empress of Soul, spotted Aaliyah's sparkle long before the world did, and she nurtured her with both industry wisdom and genuine auntie-affection. She bragged about Aaliyah's grace and talent like any proud family member would. Aaliyah adored her right back, carrying herself with the same poise and quiet confidence that made Gladys such an icon. Together, they aren't just family. They are a living example of how music and love can run in the bloodline. Number 7. Busta Rhymes and Spliff Star. Some duos just click, and then there's Busta Rhymes and Spliff Star. So in sync on stage, it feels like they share the same heartbeat. Turns out, they practically do. Not everyone knows this, but these two hip-hop powerhouses are actually cousins. That family tie takes their chemistry from great to unstoppable. Busta's rapid-fire flow and Spliff's hype man energy have lit up stages for decades, not just as members of the Flip Mode Squad, but as family bringing a lifetime of inside jokes, shared history, and trust to the mic. Every call and response, every perfectly timed ad-lib feels effortless because it is. They've been backing each other since day one, proving that sometimes the best music comes straight from the family tree. Number 6. Viola Davis and Mike Colter. Imagine discovering that two of Hollywood's most commanding on-screen forces are actually family. Viola Davis, the Oscar-winning queen of emotional depth, and Mike Colter, the unshakable presence behind Luke Cage, share more than talent and charisma. They share DNA. Yes, they are cousins, connected through a family history that stretches back generations. While their careers took them down different paths, that invisible family thread ties every red carpet moment, every role, and every triumph to something bigger than themselves. Number 5. Janet Jackson and Stevie Wonder. Janet Jackson and Stevie Wonder are more than just icons from different eras. They are family. The connection comes through extended relatives, something that has been talked about in interviews and captured in casual moments on video over the years. They are cousins, though the exact branch of the family tree is not one most fans know by heart. It makes sense when you see them interact. There is an easy warmth between them, the kind that comes from growing up with shared family history. even if their careers kept them in different worlds. Knowing they share blood adds another layer to their already legendary stories. Proof that sometimes musical greatness really does run in the family. Number 4. Tracy Chapman and Samuel L. Jackson. Here's one you probably didn't see coming. Tracy Chapman, the voice behind timeless hits like Fast Car and Talkin' About a Revolution, and Samuel L. Jackson, the man who can steal any scene from Pulp Fiction to the Marvel Universe, are actually family. They're distant cousins, connected through relatives on Samuel's mother's side. It is not the kind of relationship where they grew up sharing holiday dinners, which is why it flies under the radar. The connection has popped up in conversations and interviews over the years, and it always surprises people. Once you know, it is a fun fact you cannot forget. Tracy's soulful, heartfelt music and Samuel's bold, larger-than-life acting may seem like opposite worlds, but they both spring from the same family tree. Awesome. Number 3. Gabrielle Union and Saweetie. Some people do not know that Gabrielle Union and Saweetie are related. Saweetie revealed in interviews that Gabrielle is her cousin, a fact she learned through family conversations and stories passed down over the years. They are not close in age and built their careers in completely different areas of entertainment, which is why the connection surprises so many people. Both women share an ambitious spirit, a strong work ethic, and a clear confidence in their craft. Now, whenever fans see Gabrielle delivering sharp dialogue on screen or Saweetie dropping a hit single, they know it is more than just talent. It is a family trait that has found its way into two very different but equally successful careers. Number 2. Cheryl Lee Ralph and Samuel L. Jackson. Cheryl Lee Ralph and Samuel L. Jackson are both Hollywood heavyweights. Cheryl has wowed audiences with her Tony-nominated performance in Dreamgirls and her scene-stealing role in Abbott Elementary. Samuel has delivered some of the most memorable characters in film history, from Pulp Fiction to Django Unchained to his long-running role as Nick Fury in the Marvel Universe. What some people do not know is that they are actually related. They are distant relatives. It is an easy link to miss because their careers developed in different spaces, and they rarely appear together in public. Yet the family tie is real, and it adds another layer to their already impressive legacies. Number 1. Yara Shahidi and Nas. Guess what? Yara Shahidi and Nas are family. Yep, the grownish star and the hip-hop legend are actually cousins. Here's how it connects. Yara's mom, Carrie Salter Shahidi, is first cousins with Nas, which makes him Yara's first cousin once removed. Their bond? Quiet but powerful. They don't flood social media with selfies, but there's a deep well of respect. Nas beams with pride at Yara's success, and Yara speaks about him with the admiration you'd expect for a music icon who also happens to be family. It's hip-hop royalty, passing the torch to Hollywood's next generation, all in the same family tree. What do you think about these relationships? Feel free to share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Want more videos like this? Then subscribe to the channel for more eye-opening stories. Thank you so much for staying with us till the end. See you in the next video.